Thank you, and good morning, everyone. When you speak about violence and when you speak about abuse, it's something that's very personal to me because it's something I encountered as a woman who is living with HIV. In the past, as we all know, people normally, especially women, when we want to address the issue on violence, it's basically about you being all beaten up, all bruised and everything. We do not realize that there are so many other ways and forms of violence that women encounter on a daily basis. For me, as a woman living with HIV, confronting my husband because of his behavior, his sexual behavior, even after knowing that we were both living with HIV, I would be beaten up and I would be punched and verbally abused, kicked, and I was also threatened to keep shut or else. So when I say or else, you know what that normally means. That is something I encountered for about 8 years of my life as a married woman, and that was something that I had suffered along a lot with, and I thought it was something that was normal. I also received emotional violence when I was always told that I was worthless as a mom, as a woman. I wasn't doing my duties in the home. And this is basically because I never retaliated or I never fought back because it was very normal in my home. This is something that I saw. When my dad spoke, my mom wouldn't answer back. My mom wouldn't fight back. This is not only normal in our home, but it's a cultural thing. Back at home, women have very little to no say at homes. It's mostly men who are very dominant. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't like men, but it's just the fact that these are many things that happen behind closed doors. For my peers, for most of my peers who are also women living with HIV in the Pacific, I have heard stories through sexual reproductive health and rights trainings that I have conducted where they faced forced sterilization. And this is very sad because they were given forms right on their bedside and told, sign this form. No discussions, no explanations, just sign a form, only to find out later that they had agreed to being sterilized. Healthcare workers do not consider the fact that there are other options that women may take, that there are other ways that women could protect themselves or ensure that there are other family planning available. But it's only like, you're HIV, this is what you got to do. And that's as far as it goes. And you do not need any explanation. You've just got to accept it. There were even women in my own home, and this was very, very surprising for me, and it really hurt me a lot because I had always assumed it was not happening in Fiji. It was only happening in PNG because this was something we hear a lot about in the media in PNG. But sadly, behind closed doors, even in my own home, this was happening. A woman who did not consent to wanting to have sex because she had been tired for taking care of her family for the whole day, looking after her family, only to say no to her husband when he wanted to have sex with her. And sadly, she was chased out of the home semi-naked to sleep outside. I share these experiences with you, not because we want pity, but because there are real issues that are continuing to happen. And why is it happening? Because women are not being given enough opportunity. Women living with HIV are not being given enough opportunity to be allowed to know about the different types and the different forms of violence that there are, so that they may get to actually realize that this is violence. It had to take me a training to have to attend a training on violence against women, and it was at this training that really broke out, where I really broke out and realized that I was facing many, many issues that were happening. And it was at this training as well that I had made up my mind, no way, this is not going to happen to me anymore, and it's definitely not going to happen to any more of our women. And as a result of this beautiful training that we had back at home, which I was very fortunate to have been a part of, we have started addressing issues on violence against women. It may not be big as yet, but we have a strong voice of women who ensure that none of our peers go through the same thing. And it's just really, really sad because not most of us still can stand up to our husbands, stand up to our partners, to actually tell them, no, enough. Why? Because most of our peers still do not understand. They still feel that, oh no, it is your role as a woman, it is your duty as a woman. You have to learn to respect your husband. Yes, I have to learn to respect my husband. But yes, my husband also has to learn to respect me. I am a woman and I deserve respect as well. So just all I'm trying to say is, what we women really, really need is a lot more of education on violence against women. And it is a fact. Many, many women living with HIV are not so well educated. I am standing up here as a woman living with HIV, not with a degree, not with any PhD or anything, but it's my experiences that I bring here to this stage to ensure that many, many more women after me and before me will not, from today, ever experience the experiences that me and my peers, not only in the Pacific Island countries, but internationally, that they never ever have to encounter what we encounter on a daily basis. As women, and as women who are living with HIV, the double stigma that we face on a daily basis. Thank you very much.